Good morning, everybody. Or good evening if joining us from the other side of the world. My name is Dr. Michelle Ronksley-Pavia, and I'm a lecturer and researcher in the School of Education and Professional Studies here at Griffith University on the lands of the Yugambeh and Compry peoples of the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. It's my absolute pleasure today to welcome you all to the Griffith University Gifted Education Symposium 2023, with the broad theme of supporting gifted learners in the classroom. I acknowledge the Yugambeh and Compry peoples as the traditional custodians of the lands from which I'm speaking to you today. I recognise their continuing connection to the country, land and waters, and thank them for protecting this coastline, hinterland and its ecosystems since time immemorial. I pay my respects to elders, past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all First Nations people present today. Please join me in acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land and country from where you're joining us today by using the chat function, and also let us know where you're joining us from in the world. I'll just give you a moment to do that. I understand some people have access to the chat and some people don't. If you don't have access to the chat, feel free to use the Q&A just to let us know where you're joining us from and to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land from where you're joining us today. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. As you'll see, you have the chat function. Hopefully, most of you have the chat function where you can interact with each other throughout the session, sharing anecdotes, commenting on presenters' experiences and strategies and resources that they're sharing with you, sharing practice with each other, and just general chat between each of you. We've got over 200 attendees today joining us from across the world and across Australia, many of them meeting in staff rooms and boardrooms and some at universities. So there's quite a variety and I guess resources in terms of the people that are here in the session today. So feel free to draw on that collective mind and experiences. So you can participate in the Q&A section that will be after each presenter's session. So that'll be for 10 minutes following the presentations. Please use the Q&A function for that. If we have time, we'll turn the microphones on if you raise your hand and you'd like to ask a question. If not, the presenters will be able to answer those questions and we'll send those extra ones that we weren't able to get to you post-event. You also should have the reactions, which I've seen some of you using already. That's great. So if you want to use the reactions throughout the day, I can see somebody's putting a thumbs up now. Thank you. It's great for the presenters to be able to see that as soon as they can't see you in the webinar actually face-to-face. So thank you for putting up some reactions. I can see them popping up at the bottom of the screen. So some of the sessions will be recorded where the presenters have given permission for recordings to take place. And we'll also be sharing some of the slides post-event. So you'll get a resource pack with the symposium proceedings and other information like the recordings that are available. So hopefully that's answered some of those questions that often come up about, will I get a copy of the slides? So of course, any event like this wouldn't be possible without the tireless work and support of those behind the scenes. So I really want to take the opportunity now to acknowledge and thank Anna Fowler and Carolyn Prince, who are two of my PhD candidates, for their extremely hard work that they've been doing for the last few months. And even this morning, we were all up nice and early to engage with everybody and get the session ready. So I'd like to say a huge thank you, if you would mind joining me with your reaction, just to say thank you to Anna and Kaz, and they'll be the moderators throughout the day. They'll also be monitoring the Q&A and introducing some of the speakers as well. So thanks, Kaz and Anna. I think they're shy and haven't turned their videos on to say hello. Do you guys want to just...
Sorry, I'm here. Thank you, Michelle.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So we're really fortunate today to be hearing from some world-renowned expert speakers in the field of gifted education who'll be sharing their vast experiences, learnings and research with you all throughout the jam-packed day. So collectively, when I actually work this out, between all of the speakers, we've got 120 years of experience. Yeah, that makes us feel old, maybe a little wise across gifted education. So having that expertise in one place and to be learning from these eminent experts, I'm sure you'll agree, is an absolute privilege that'll benefit our practice in whatever form that takes in terms of supporting our diverse gifted learners. Just a quick overview of the program. You would have all received a copy of this via email. In a moment, I'll welcome Professor Donna Pendergast to officially open the symposium. Then we'll have our first speaker, Professor C. June Maker, who'll be talking on talent development principles for all classrooms and educational settings. Then there'll be the 10-minute Q&A with June, which is moderated by Anna. We'll break for 15 minutes for morning tea at about 10. Make sure you're adjusting these times for your location. Then our second presenter will begin at 10:15 and we'll welcome Professor Don Ambrose talking about injecting more creativity into 21st century learning, followed by the 10-minute Q&A with Don, with Kaz as moderator. And then we might have to adjust times when we get to the lunch break. So we've planned an hour, but we may adjust that to 45 minutes depending on how we're going with timings. Then at 12:30, we'll have our third presenter, which is Ms. Shelley Millhouse, who'll be talking on managing academic challenge for gifted learners in a regular classroom on what is possible, followed by the 10-minute Q&A with Shelley, moderated by Anna. Then I'll be presenter 4, talking about strengths-based approaches for supporting twice exceptional learners, followed by the 10-minute Q&A that Kaz is going to be moderating. And then thank you and close 2:50 to 3 p.m. So a jam-packed, exciting day. And it's great to have you all here sharing this day with us. So it's my pleasure and privilege to now introduce Professor Donna Pendergast, Dean Engagement in the Arts Educational and Law Group here at Griffith University, to officially open the symposium. Thank you, Donna.
Thanks, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. Let me get my video on. There we go. Can you see me? Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks so much, Michelle, for such wonderful setting up of the day. I think everyone will be very clear about what's ahead for them. So it's my absolute privilege to officially open today's event, and I'm delighted to do so and to welcome everyone here today to the Supporting Gifted Learners in the Classroom Symposium for 2023. This is Griffith University's Gifted Education Symposium, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to acknowledge the great speakers that we've got today, our leadership of Dr. Michelle Ronksley-Pavia and the team, Kaz and Anna, and also to welcome everybody to participate actively in the sessions that you're going to be involved in today. It's such a good program, and all of you are here because you see the value in this work. In fact, there are over 200 attendees at today's symposium, and I understand there are people from Canada. Hi, everyone in Canada, in New Zealand. Hello, everyone in New Zealand, and also the USA. Again, hello from the USA, in the USA, from Australia, and many, many people dotted all around our states and territories of Australia. So it is genuinely an international symposium, and we're just absolutely thrilled to be hosting this today. We also have 50 schools who've registered for the event and more than 160 teachers attending. Many have collaborative teams on the school sites, so it's a little bit hard to ascertain the actual numbers of people who are participating, but we all share a common purpose, and that is learning about and supporting gifted students across school settings. So it's such an important agenda for the day. We also have parents and caregivers. We have allied health professionals, medical practitioners, and more than 20 pre-service teachers with a keen interest in the Gifted Symposium today. So thank you to everyone. I know that looking across the agenda and looking at our speakers, you are going to get much from attending and participating. I wanted to just take a couple of minutes to share a little bit about Griffith University and the School of Education and Professional Studies, which is where Michelle leads from in the university. So Griffith University is a comprehensive university. We've got more than 50,000 students enrolled in any year, and we have more than 200 degrees associated with the university. Griffith University, we speak of as being a values-based university with a commitment to a brighter future for all. And so on that note, I would also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we're meeting all around the world, and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging, because that's a particular focus for the work we do. Griffith University is in the top 2% of universities worldwide. And in Australia, it is the most awarded for teaching and learning excellence. And that's a piece of information that we are really, really proud of. We also encourage interdisciplinarity. And so the makeup of the group here today reflects that real commitment to interdisciplinarity, to innovation, and to achieving impact. Griffith University has as one of its mantras to partner with industry, with government, with community groups and with international organisations to solve some of our most pressing issues of the time. And certainly gifted education fits within the parameters of our mandate. We currently focus on 5 areas across the university, the first of which relates directly to gifted education, and that is transformative education for all, which means that every single individual person should be encouraged and participate in education that is transformative for them. We also focus on healthier lives for all, thriving environments for all, a resilient Asia-Pacific for all, and stronger communities and societies for all. And so there are really big agendas across the university. And as I said, this really fits beautifully within some of our mandates there. We actually have more than 300,000 people who've graduated from our university, and they can be found in more than 150 countries around the world, including many of our teachers who are alma mater from the university. In Queensland, we know that just over 1 in 4 teachers have graduated from Griffith University. So a special welcome to all of our Griffith University alma mater out there. It's very special to see you here again participating today. So what will you be engaging in today? Well, you've heard already the amazing keynote speakers, so I just wanted to say a few words about each of those amazing people. We have Professor Emerita June Maker, who's going to be presenting on talent development principles for all classrooms and educational settings. And we're very fortunate to have Professor Maker here with us today. She's been working in the field of gifted education for over 30 years. That's contributing to your 120 years very nicely, Michelle. And of course is the creator of the famous Maker model of curriculum differentiation, something that we are all no doubt familiar with. We also have Professor Don Ambrose, who's speaking on injecting more creativity into 21st century learning. Such an important topic for us and something that's personally of great interest to me. Don has an extensive array of achievements and awards for his life's work in the field of gifted education, including the Mensa Lifetime Achievement Award for Outstanding Creative Intelligence Research. How amazing. The Distinguished Scholar Award from the United States National Association for Gifted Children Hall of Fame, and the Creativity Award from the International Centre for Innovation, just to name a few. So to have the opportunity to meet with and listen to and discuss with Professor Ambrose will be an absolute gift today. We also welcome Ms. Shelley Millhouse, who's presenting on managing academic challenge for gifted learners in a regular classroom. What is possible? Shelley began her teaching career in 1995 delivering extension opportunities across schools before taking up the role of manager of gifted and highly able with the Tasmanian Department of Education. We're absolutely delighted to be hearing her insights from that absolute grassroots at the coalface perspective. And of course, our amazing symposium chair today and leader, Dr. Michelle Ronksley-Pavia, who was presenting on strengths-based approaches for supporting twice exceptional learners. And Michelle has been working in the field of gifted education for over 20 years and is internationally recognised as an expert in the field of gifted education and twice exceptionality. And I'm proud to say that Michelle and I continue to work closely together, and I was one of her supervisors for her PhD, and a proud moment for me. A big thank you to the organising team and the moderators of today's symposium. So we mention again Michelle, to Carolyn Prince, and to Anna Fowler, both of whom both Michelle and I are supervising their doctoral studies presently. So it's a very exciting opportunity to engage with Anna and Kaz in this role as well. So look, thank you to all, and for your ongoing support of education and gifted education by attending this year's symposium. By you being here, it assures that you're going to have an opportunity to attend again next year, because participation is the key to success in running our symposia. And I'd just like to say that today is the day before the eve of World Teachers' Day, celebrated in Australia. In other parts of the world, it's celebrated earlier in the year, but unfortunately it coincides with school holidays here. So we celebrate it tomorrow. And the theme for this year's World Teachers' Day in Australia is hats off to teachers. So can I just say a big hats off to all of the educators here today, whether you be a teacher in a classroom, a health professional, a medical practitioner, whether you're a caregiver or a parent, you are a teacher. And we value the work that you do. And I'm sure that today will add that extra little bit of oomph into the important work you do around gifted education. So I'll hand back. Welcome, enjoy the day.
Thank you, Donna, for that wonderful welcome and official opening of the 2023 Gifted Education Symposium. Isn't that great that we're coinciding with International Teachers' Day, or at least the Australian date for International Teachers' Day? It's now my great pleasure to introduce and welcome our first speaker of the day, a genuine leader